We're out of the state of Illinois. I got licensed in Primerica 18 months ago. I got licensed in Primerica 18 months ago. Prior to Primerica, when I started in Primerica, I was I still am a certified public accountant. I worked in corporate America for about 12 years. When I started in Primerica, I was also a law school student. I am still a law school student. I go to Loyola University here in Chicago, and that's where I started, right? So just to give you a little bit about my journey here in Primerica, I went RVP in 13 months. I crossed over $100,000 in income, I believe around month 12 that I was licensed, month 11 that I was licensed. Um, we crossed over 200,000 last month. We were RVPs for about 2 or 3 months before we crossed over to 200,000. The first quarter of next year, we will cross over to 300,000. So I'm super excited about that, to have that ownership. That's super important to us, right? But just to give you a little bit about my journey, and I think I can speak to everybody. When I started in Primerica, I went on 2 appointments and I disappeared, and they were 2 successful appointments. Okay. So my upline, my coach is the awesome and amazing Mika Saunders. I was in exchange for the bold ones when they went out and they went RVP. So Coach Mika came to my house. She recruited me. We went on 2 successful appointments. I disappeared. I didn't do anything for an entire year. I didn't get licensed or any of that. Um, the Bowdens, they kept going after my best friend. They eventually got to my best friend, and she called me and she said, "Man, they've been chasing me for a year." I decided to go ahead and sit down with them. I said, "Listen, best friend, that information that they give you is going to make all the sense in the world." When Coach Mika sat down with me, I had put my life insurance in place. I joined the business, and I had my mutual fund and Roth IRA, all that great stuff set up. But still, I knew the value of it, but I was busy, okay? Way too busy for what Primerica. And so I did that. I said, but if you join the business, best friend, I'll go ahead and work the business. Her name is Erica Love. She's my top regional, and she will be my first RVP, guys. Isn't that something? So she joins the business. I start working the business, but she's pregnant. I tell my best friend, I need you to go ahead and get licensed before you have this baby. So now she has this baby, and I'm kind of in this by myself. And then my husband is kind of slowly coming along, because he was going to support me. He was going to, whether he wanted to work the business or not, he was definitely going to support my decision, and he did just that. And I'm just so thankful that we're able to work this thing together. He eventually came on, and so I'm super happy about that at this point, right? And so I'm gonna say, I say that to say this, guys: get your spouses involved. Get your spouses involved. I don't care. Have them on. I don't know when y'all do y'all op night. Get your spouses involved, because you never know. Eventually, they may really, really take on to this thing, and trust me, they're going to be a huge help for you. Second thing that happened, right? So best friend comes on, I start working the business. This was where I go when I came into Primerica. When I caught the vision of Primerica, it was a wrap. It was over. I went to a fast start school in St. Louis. That first fast start school that I went to, a light bulb clicked, and they didn't have to say anything else. And I made my mind up that this is where I was going to plant my flag, and I did just that. And it's something about making your mind up. When you make your mind up seriously and for real, you can have whatever it is that you put your mind to having. And so my goal was, when I started working, was this: I was gonna break records. That was my goal, guys, to break records. I broke every record in our base shop. I broke the #1 premium. I broke the team premium record. We broke the team recruit record, right? Me and my husband were very focused on breaking records because that motivated us, right? In addition to that, the amount of lives that we were able to change together was phenomenal, right? When you have people that truly appreciate the service that you provide, that is priceless. And so we kind of made a game out of this Primerica thing. The income was great, Yes, the income was great. That was like, great income. However, we made a game out of it. It kept it exciting. And one thing for sure is we showed up to everything. We didn't miss, right? Now, when I wasn't showing up, guess what? I wasn't producing. No showing up, you don't produce. 50% of winning in Primerica, and it might even be 75%, but 50% of winning in Primerica for sure is going to be showing up. So if y'all have op nights, I don't know when y'all have your op nights, your meeting, but those things are important. I don't know not one person in Primerica that is winning who does not show up. It's almost impossible. What'd you say, Angel? Did you say something? Oh, okay. I thought you said something. All right. So that's one thing that I focus on. The second thing, another thing that I focus on, guys, I didn't make excuses. I didn't make excuses, right? And I'm going to tell you about what excuses are, because some people will say, oh man, I'm having trouble at home with my kids. And I'll ask them, but did you go to work today? Yeah, I went to work. Okay, it wasn't that bad then. Oh, I'm having problems with my spouse. Did you go to work today? Oh, okay, then it's not that bad. Okay. Oh, I'm having problems. My aunt died. How long you gonna be off? 2 weeks? Are you gonna be off work 2 weeks? Oh, then it can't be that bad then, right? And it's not me being insensitive, but if you have the strength, if you can muster up the strength to work for somebody else, you better come with that same muster and muster that up for yourself to work for yourself. So when you make a decision that something is going on in your life, guys, when you make a decision, hey, something going on in my life, I ain't going to work, then I'd be like, man, that thing might really be weighing on you because you didn't go to work. But if you went to work, that means that you could also work for yourself, and you should go 10 times harder for yourself. Guys, I left corporate America at $140,000. Took me 12 years in corporate America to make $140,000 to get to a salary of $140,000, and I thought that was good. But Primerica will stretch your vision, and they'll tell you that's not okay, right? So $140,000 took me 12 years to get there. In 13 months, with that life insurance license, 13 months, we made $135,000. In 13 months, what took me almost 12 years in corporate America to get up to that type of salary. That is the freedom that Primerica provides, and it is real. This thing is not for play. It is for real. So, but once that light bulb clicks and you truly make a decision in your mind that that is what you want, then that's exactly what you will have. The road to RVP is 6 to 12 months. If it's taking longer than 6 to 12 months, it is because it's something that you got to perfect. Because Primerica, one of the things it's going to do is going to force you to look in the mirror. And the areas in which you are strong is going to reveal it. The areas in which you are weak is going to reveal it. And the areas that's weak, accept it, right? Say, man, I'm weak in this area. Accept it, acknowledge it, and change it. Do you need to get better at recruiting? Do you need to get better at the presentation? Do you need to get better at prospecting? Do you need to get better with your relationships amongst your teammates? Do you need to get better at retaining your teammates? Any of those 5 things, for the most part, you perfect those 5 things, 6 to 12 months RVP. That's it. And this business is going to be about reflection. Even as an RVP, you're constantly reflecting on what could you do better? Where are you weak at? Where do you need to get stronger at? Right? But it doesn't take long. Another thing that I didn't do, I'm a law school student. I took my last final for this semester yesterday. I still ran appointments on yesterday. I'm still in my group me, right? I didn't take off, and I don't take off like this holiday season. See, some people believe that they should be off, right? Oh, I'm off of work, I'm off of my business. But I'm going to tell you the difference between a W-2 mindset and a 1099 mindset. See, a lot of the W-2 people are off, but I guarantee you the 1099s are still running their business. See, Amazon was still in business and he's a billionaire, so why am I off, right? The owner of Best Buy, right? The CEO of Best Buy, he's still in business. He's a millionaire, right? Why am I off? I ain't made it there yet. So why am I taking off if I'm not there yet? But see, the W-2 mindset says I'm off, right? Because guess what? During this season, when people are off, there's 2 types of two things that's going on. Somebody is getting very wealthy during this season, and then somebody is the one creating the wealth for the person who's getting wealthy. And so you got to make your mind up on which one are you? Am I the one that's getting wealthy, or am I the one that's spending the money to make this person wealthy? And see, I don't mind spending my money to make somebody else wealthy. I just want in on it, right? So during this season, I know New Year's is here, Christmas was here, but if Amazon is still operating, still delivering packages next day, the next 2 days, why am I off? The W-2 mindset is off. The 1099 mindset, they ain't off right now. Right? And I had to understand that. So I didn't make excuses for my business, and I didn't take off on my business. That was serious to me. Right? My financial freedom, I was hungry enough. I'm still hungry enough. Even about to be a $250,000 earner, I'm still hungry, right? I got a 16-year-old. We got children, right? I need to be able to pass down ownership to my child. So I take this thing serious, more serious than I would take any job. You can't pay me to work harder for a job than I'm going to work for myself. And when you make your mind up on that, you can have whatever you dream of, you can have it. That's all I got, guys. I'm going to leave you with three things that I pray it will bless you, right? Three things. Your mind can take you as far as you want to go, or it could be a cage for your success. Your mouth in this business will take you as far as you want to go, or it can be a cage for your success. I want you to know that your success is directly related to the amount of people you bless. Your success is directly related to the amount of people that you bless, that you touch, whether directly or indirectly. And I want you to think about this. If you ain't fulfilling nobody, if they ain't getting no fulfillment from you, right? You can't be blessed. Life is about you reap what you sow. LeBron James makes the money that he makes because somebody is being fulfilled. It's entertainment. Beyonce makes the money that she makes because she's touching multiple people. It's entertainment, right? You in Primerica, the amount of people that you help, that you bless, that you show how to get financially free is going to be directly related to the success that you have here. If you're not seeing the success, bless more people. Bless more people, talk to more people. If you are seeing the success, duplicate yourself, show somebody else how to continue to see that success. And that's all I got, y'all. I ain't gonna keep y'all on. So any questions? Go ahead, Angel, you can take it over.
Man, gosh, y'all got to give it up, man. Y'all unmute and please give Coach Coach a round of applause.
Yes.
13 months. Yes.
Hey, awesome job.
Thank you so much, you guys. Listen, we are going to open it up for Q&A. Go ahead if you have your questions. Go ahead and unmute your phone and go ahead and ask your questions, and then we'll have one of the RVPs close us out, and we'll be out of here. Go ahead if anyone has any questions.
Hi, this is Carolyn Turner, and I'm always amazed. How are you?
Hi, Carolyn. How are you?
Great. I am always amazed when people tell me that, they saw it, and people just kept coming at them, and they never did it, but finally they did it after something. But for my question to you is, and it's a curious kind of thing, because when I first saw it, I jumped right away, boom. But what was it besides your friend getting in? What was the real underlying reason that made you say, wow, I passed this up all this time, it's time now? What was that conviction?
Actually, when Coach Mika first sat with me, I jumped on board. I understood the value very clearly. I loved it. That didn't push me to work. Why doesn't it push most? Sometimes it happens like that. You're not pushed, you're not driven to work, because the enemy, when he knows greatness is ahead, he steps right in and you start to doubt yourself. Well, can I be as good at it? Or I don't want to feel like I'm asking somebody for something, right? And that settled in. And then you will even begin to Can you hear me? Oh, sometimes you'll start tricking yourself too. And in my mind, I said, I'm already doing good in corporate and I'm about to be an attorney. Oh, but reality set in as well. Yes, I'm going to be an attorney, but I also understand the amount of hours that an attorney works to get to a position where they're making a ton of money, right? Where they're actually seeing hundreds of thousands, right? They put in a lot of work, right? So yes, they may have some financial freedom, but a lot of them that are successful don't have time freedom. I wanted both. I wanted both. So I jumped on board right away. Don't get me wrong, but the enemy will come and he will settle in. And that is why you have to be plugged in, because you got to fight that enemy off daily. Even when you're successful, you still fighting the enemy off, because he understands that the most powerful thing that you got is your mind. And if you allow him to live there, you're done. So you don't have any room to allow any negative thoughts, not only in your business life, but in your personal life, in your friendships. You ain't got no room to allow negativity to live in your mind. You just have no room for it. And once you rid yourself of that, I'm telling you, that mind can take you anywhere you want to go. Hopefully I answered that for you.
Yeah, you did. You
Okay.
allowed the negativity to blind you. You saw false gold. What do they call that? Fool's gold?
Yeah. Absolutely. Thank you.
I'm so happy about your story. I love that. 13 months.
Thank you. 13 months. And it does not come without adversity. But man, at the end of adversity is such a victory. You got to get past it. You got to get past the adversity. It's coming. See, if success came without adversity, if success came when, like, people will say, like, I think they think that for people that are successful, it's because it came conveniently. And that's not true at all. It's not true. It means that the successful person has probably failed more times than the person who's not successful has tried. It means that we have probably failed more times than the person who's not successful has tried. And we got to get past that, right? You get past the no's, you get past the folks that don't show up, you get past the folks that drop the policy. You get past that because you know where victory is. And when you know where you're going, you don't get flustered about the right now. See, I'm at 200 something thousand now, but I know that next year I'll be at 300,000. So there's nothing that can happen in these next couple of days, from now until then, that's going to stop me from being victorious, excited about where I'm going, because I know where I'm going. And sometimes you got to be that way. You got to, not sometimes, all the time. Because if you know where you're going, see, if I told you guys that, you know what, in a week from now, you guys are going to get $1 million. A week from now, you're going to get $1 million. Are you upset that you got laid off from your job today? Probably not. Are you upset that the lights or something got cut off, the car shut down? No, you ain't upset about none of that, because you truly believe that next week you're going to have $1 million. And that is what faith is. My faith says, man, next year I'm going to be at $300,000 ownership.
Mm-hmm. That's good.
So the no's don't mean anything. The no-shows don't mean anything, because I know that thing has already been manifested, because I manifested it. I wrote it. I spoke it, right? We did that. And that's what I mean by your mind can take you as far as you want to go.
Yeah.
I think I answered that.
Yeah, you did.
Thanks,
You're
Carolyn.
welcome.
Any other questions we have? Anybody else have any questions for Coach Tyann?
I have a question.
Hi,
Hi, I'm Cynthia. Absolutely amazing. I just want to thank you for being so transparent and sharing your story, which was very motivating. I've just got newly passed my test for licensure and soon to be appointed. I have a day spa, so I'm a business owner. And what would you recommend someone like me to have balance as far as scheduling? Because sometimes I find myself to where the hunger is absolutely there, but sometimes I feel guilty because I feel like, okay, I don't want to let my business lag. But I know Primerica, this is something that's God ordained in my life because I wanted to help people. And I know that this is the avenue for me to do just that. And I love when you said that you're blessed only how much you bless other people. So how would you suggest that I balance that part of my life without feeling like that I'm not, as how can I say it, dedicated to something that I know, that was also birthed, because multiple streams of income in this time and season, to me is a must.
Absolutely. So Cynthia, you are, sounds like you're fairly new. You just got licensed in the business, which is awesome and amazing. Man, that license is so powerful. So powerful. That license, I spent over $30,000 on my degree, right? But that license in 13 months paid me almost as much as my degree paid me in that 12-year period. And I'm a certified public accountant. So y'all don't take that license for granted. But Cynthia, when it comes to that, you're still new. So you got time to balance Primerica because you don't have a team yet. You don't have a team established yet. So what I will be doing is, if you're not district yet, I will be finding out what do I need to do to go district, right? And then, what's your next move? What is your next move? If you're already district, what do I need to do to go field trainer or go division, whatever your next level is? And then put in the work to get there. You probably aren't going to be spending 10, 20, 30 hours a week in Primerica right now because your team doesn't dictate that type of time right now. So I would say it's a matter of kind of like sacrificing, focusing on what your next goal is, what your next milestone is, and getting there, right? Showing up. I mean, you could be at the spa and probably on the headphones on the Zoom, right? So you can, be kind of taking care of spa work and also doing Primerica. I don't think you would be spending a whole bunch of time, but you should spend enough time to hit your next milestones. And sometimes this is about sacrifice. I have 6 o'clock mornings. Law school is very, very demanding. However, I know what Primerica can do. I'm living it. I've seen it. So I may have to sacrifice some sleep, and I'm okay with that because see, I'll take the next 5-10 years of my life and I'll grind this thing out because that is my grind season, right? But
Absolutely.
the harvest that's coming as a result of that sacrifice, this grind right now that I'm putting in, that we're putting in as a team, it's going to be worth it. And so I don't think you're going to be spending 20, 30 hours a week. And that's, 20 hours is a true part-time. And that's one of the things that I love about Primerica is you can get, you can make what you're going to make on a part-time job with one transaction, maybe 2 hours of your time, maybe.
Right.
So I would find out what's your next income? What's your next milestone, whether that's district, whether that's division. Create a plan for getting that done. The rest of the time is spa time, right?
Absolutely. I have an amazing sponsor. My RVPs are amazing. So without a doubt, we're absolutely going to execute that. No excuses, only executions. And I'm excited. Absolutely.
The schedule, Cynthia. I love a good schedule.
Yeah.
Like, when I can plan out my day hour by hour, That is such a blessing when you can plan it out the night before. Don't get me wrong, guys, I ain't always able to do this, but I love when I am able to do it and plan out my day hour by hour. And you find that you actually have more time in a day than you think you have. I don't spend a whole lot of time on Facebook. I'm in GroupMe more than I'm on Facebook. Facebook don't pay me. GroupMe does.
Love it.
So just getting rid of time that you spend, just kind of wasteful time, and you may not have any at all. But I find that, I don't play games. I don't even download games on my phone. I mean, I enjoy life, guys, don't get me wrong, but it's just certain things I just eliminate because this is the season to grind, but the harvest that's coming is going to be well worth it.
Absolutely. Love it. Thank you.
I have a quick question.
Hi, I want to make sure I'm saying it right. Shandice?
Yes, that's right. That's
Okay.
right. First, thank you for pouring into us. All the information you're giving is great. My question is, I'm currently a district and a new field trainer, and my question is about, how do you continue to build your recruits? Did you have any stale time in your 13 months where you were at a standstill as far as recruit wise, or was it always warm market? Did you have to step out of the warm market? How did that work? And what are some tips that you can give me for that?
All right, recruiting. Recruiting is key. Premium has the potential to feed you one time. One time it feeds you. A recruit got the potential to feed you for a lifetime, right? So a recruit is key, right? Being able to bless somebody, you're in the business of changing lives. Yes, you can change their lives through mutual funds and in life insurance, but you can really change their lives with this business opportunity, right? So what did I do? Did I have downtime? If I did, I'm sorry, you guys, a call came through. If I did have some downtime, I was probably looking for a recruit. And so I talked to everybody. My friends who didn't join me at first, I would be on the phone. Friends and family, they didn't join me at first. I would be on the phone with them, and they asking me about my day. I'm talking about Primerica. And it wasn't on purpose, but you guys can do it on purpose. It wasn't on purpose, but I was excited. I mean, what you do today? I just got a recruit, man, I just put in some premium. Man, I'm on my way to division. Man, I just got a regional promotion. Oh, we going to inner circle dinner. Oh, I just won this. Oh, the company's taking us on a trip. Like, that's how I would be, right? And most of my friends and, a lot of my friends are in the business. A lot of my family are in the business, but they didn't come along at first. Fortune in the follow-up. Prospecting, talk to your family, talk to your friends. Hey, listen, I just got licensed in financial services. I'm really excited about this. I just want you to sit down. I want to sit down and run this to you. Give me your honest opinion, your honest feedback. Let me know what you think. And then at the end, you can ask them, hey, do you know anybody, right? Who's looking for some additional income? Who's looking to be able to bless somebody else's life? You know anybody who hates their job? You know anybody like that? And a lot of times they'll be like, yeah, me, right? So there shouldn't be dry space, right? When you tell your family, listen, I'm excited about this. I just got licensed with the state, right? I just want to get your feedback. I just want your feedback, right? Tell me what you think, because I got to share this with my clients and my customers. And then warm market, we do a top 25 list. We quantify that list. When you're field training a person, they should be taking you to, for us, going district is a 3x3. They should be taking you to their best people. They should be taking you to their best people, but you should go on appointments that you can close, right? So, we ask, are they married? Do they are they employed between the age of like 25 and 55, etc. If they're hitting about 3, 4, 5 of those boxes, those are probably the people I want to be with first. Also asking them, man, who's your top supporter? Who's going to support you regardless? Who could you sell air to? And they're going to tell you, man, it's a plethora of air out here, but since you selling it, I'm buying it, right? I want to talk to those people, right? Who is the person you know who knows everybody, right? Everybody rocks with that person, right? So I'm giving them ideas for the people who say they ain't got nobody, right? We've learned to do that. And the Bowdens are like phenomenal at it. So it shouldn't be no dry space. It's millions of people out here. We ain't got to all of them. You got plenty of Facebook friends. You probably got hundreds of people as your contacts. Don't be scared to talk to anybody. And if you feel like you got a big fish, okay, get one of your RVPs in there. Get one of your RVPs to get on that appointment with you. But talk to everybody. Don't be scared. Don't think you're bothering people. You giving them an opportunity of a lifetime. And when you walk into it, I walk into a recruit like, give me 2 years and I could change your life forever. And I believe that. I'm confident in that. Because it's been less than 2 years for me, right? So I believe that if you follow the system, you give this thing 2 years, it will change your life forever. I hope I answered that.
Yes, you did. Thank you.
Awesome.
I got a question for you.
Yes, ma'am. Hi.
How are you?
Shamir. Did I
Yeah,
say it right, Shamir?
that's right. That's right.
Okay,
I
awesome.
appreciate you. Appreciate you. Love the home. All right. So my question was, you've been in business for a short time and you've gotten really, really good at it. How are you with retention? Like, what is some of the how do I say this? What are some of the weakest points of retention, and what's some of the strongest things that you do to keep the retention? You know what I mean?
So Fortune, in the follow-up, right? You're probably not going to keep everybody because people haven't made their mind up, but don't give up on people. Still follow up with them, check in on them, right? Hey, how are you? Just seeing how you doing, right? In my case, they knew that if either one of us, I had a relationship with the Bowdens before Primerica, and they knew how close me and Erica were in terms of being best friends. And they knew that if they had one of us, the other one was coming along, right? So they stopped chasing me and started chasing her to get me back, but to also have her as well, right? So sometimes, especially when it's a family member, hey, go for the other family member. Maybe the other one will come back around. But retention, getting people off to a fast start. One of the things that I absolutely want to do immediately is when I get a recruit is immediately get them plugged in, because I know that when they get plugged in, that's going to keep them, right? Because it's going to be what they need to be kept, and getting them to a fast start, helping them, making sure that they see that success quick. I want my people to get paid quick, right?
Oh yeah.
That's going to keep them around. That's when they know it's real. When they get that first do not reply, they like, oh, okay, it's real. Yeah, it's real. So, definitely getting them plugged in. You guys have to think about it. Many of us have been conditioned that the way you generate income is by working a job. Income is through working a job. Even though when you look around at most people that work a job, most of them ain't living the American dream. It's the entrepreneurs who are. But we're still conditioned that my job comes first, right? My job comes first. Anything outside of that is just kind of like weird, right? But I say, listen, give me that 2 years. You've been doing it your way your whole life. Why don't you try it a different way? And then following up, don't give up on people. Like right now is a great time to reach back to your old people who fell off. Send them a message, right? Hey, just checking on you. It's the end of the year. I know a lot of people got resolutions going on. Now might be a good time to kick this year off. But I always believe, I don't believe in resolutions, but if you are starting in January, they say you already behind. You should be starting in December, right? But it's a good time to reach back out to them. You never know. Now might be a good time. Sometimes, a lot of times now people are getting laid off and different things like that. Hey, concerned about you, just checking on you. and you should get this thing a shot. You know, let's try it again. That's what I do.
Awesome.
I have a question
Have
as
all the
well.
fun you want.
Go ahead, go ahead.
Actually, thank you. This is powerful and awesome. One of the things I appreciate you speaking on was partnership and getting your partner involved. One of the things that we look for is partnerships as far as recruiting goes. But one of the things that I guess my question is, what is one of the ways that you face objections when dealing with recruiting partners, with bringing in couples where one of the partners might not be as adamant about working the business as one partner is, and just simply helping them both get on the same page to reach a level of success together in the business? What are some of the pointers you would give in reference to that?
Few things. And I kind of got this from my coach Mika. When I got let's say a spouse, and one of the spouses is doing a phenomenal job, right? And they district, they went in inner circles. Invite that spouse to inner circle dinner. Invite them to a group activity so that they can get a feel for the team. And typically they get a feel for the team, they love it, they become more active. And then two, most spouses ain't gonna argue with no additional income. If that spouse is bringing in that additional income, it pretty much ain't too much of an argument. So if a person is struggling to have their spouse on, that means they gotta show them the money. And sometimes that spouse is not gonna quite get on board until, you know, the other spouse show them the money, show them that it works, right? And so if I got a partnership and one of the partners is moving and they running, I'm gonna invite that spouse out. It's so funny because I recruited this guy through a recruit, and I spoke to his wife. It was his fiance. She gave me such a hard time. Like, oh, she gave me such a hard time. But she eventually got him up to district. He was making income. And she eventually said, okay, I want to talk to her and see what this is kind of all about. And I spoke to her, and now she's the one front running, not even him. She's the one kind of front running things right now. So you just gotta not give up. And I do always tell a spouse, when I want their spouse to be involved, I want them all to be involved. But if I see something in that spouse, I'll tell them, like, you need to get her involved. You need to get her top 25 list, or you need to get him involved. You need to get his, you know, if you're running out of market, it's because you got to tap into your husband's market or your wife's market. I do.
Thank you. Great job.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Show them the money, though. That's key.
All right, I have a question. First of all,
Hi,
good
Siobhan.
evening. Hey, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Good, good. Thanks for coming on. So far, I am just blown away. It's been wonderful. My question is, I'm a division, and RVP is definitely in my view. So I'm a single parent. I have 2 kids. I'm an educator. I teach kindergarten. So what is that? What can you say was something that kept you in line, something that kept you focused? What did the run feel like? You know, what do I need to have already in my backpack to make this work?
Kept me focused. I didn't imagine myself working 30, 40 years of my life and still not living the life that I wanted to live. That's enough to keep me focused. You know, and I'll be honest with you, you know, and I want all of you to probably think about it. Think about the people who work 30, 40, 50 years of their life. And do you desire to live the life that they live in retirement? There's not one person that I know in my family When I think about that they work 30, 40, 50 years of their life, not one of them do I want to live like in retirement. That kept me focused. I want to be able to, I'm going to pass a business down to my child. She'll be in business. She'll be a senior next year. She decides she wants to go off to college. I think that's great. But before she goes, she's definitely going to get that life insurance license and that Series 6, that 6 and 63. Right? So that kept me focused. I don't want to live check to check. And I said I made 140,000, but I still live check to check. And check to check does not mean that you're broke from one check to the next, but they had a lot of power. They had the power to instantly change my finances. They was controlling my time. That's a lot of power for somebody to have over you. That kept me focused, right? And so I didn't live check to check where I was broke from one check to the next. But if I didn't have that position and I wasn't working over the next 3 to 6 months, I would probably be in a financial situation. That's what it means to be living check to check. If you don't got your job for 3 to 6 months, are you still going to be okay? That's what kept me focused. You got 2 babies, and sometimes the kids ain't the why, and that's okay. Sometimes you do it for you, right? But whatever that why is, mine was a combination. I didn't see myself. I hated getting up in the wintertime in Chicago, getting in my car, walking to the train to ride downtown where the windshield factor is below 0. That's ghetto. Okay, it was ghetto. Okay, that was enough to keep me focused.
Right.
But yeah, so that's it.
Thank you. Thank you. That's enough. That's enough to keep me focused. Yes.
That's it, y'all. I enjoyed y'all tonight.
I enjoyed you too. Thank you.
If that's
You're
all
welcome.
the questions, can one of the RVPs give us the charge and close us out for the night?
Hey, Diane, great job tonight. We really appreciate you. You laid it out. You gave us what we needed. Your story is impeccable, awesome, and we really appreciate your time. So what we're going to do is we're going to unmute, and we are